All right, boys. So in this video, I want to show you exactly how I made $9,407 in the last 7 days, so the last week, using this business model that I call info offer consulting, which is exactly what I do. I've kind of given this name. There is kind of variations of this kind of model that already exists and people promoting and stuff like that. But the way I do it is very specific and it's very interesting. And that's exactly what I want to show you, right? And if you actually copy the system, copy the business I'm going to show you, you can actually start printing money online as we head into 2026. You can start now. You can start making money right now. And in 2026, if you actually lock in right now, in 2026, you're going to be able to make really, really good money and be in the only ones and dominate the space, right? But before we get started, let me prove that I'm not just another, online guru trying to hit you with the scammy marketing tactics and doing these videos and stuff like that. I'm actually going to show you the screenshot. So as you can see, last week, $9,400 Canadian, right? So I am Canadian, so probably less US, but still. And this is the same dashboard on my phone. If you didn't believe me, right? This is the desk I'm currently working on right now. So by the end of this video, you'll understand what this business model is, how it works, and pretty much everything you need to know about it, and how you can capitalize on it to make 5 figures or more every single month, right? I know people who are making 6 figures per month doing exactly that and even more, right? So without further ado, let's dive right in, right? So who's this video for? So this video specifically, I mean, if you're a beginner, and never tried anything, don't have any other skills, it's going to be a bit harder, but it's still possible, right? But specifically, if you're someone who's a copywriter, any kind of agency owner, maybe you're a growth operator, if you want to call it that, appointment setter, closer, was stuck, right? If you're feeling stuck within the kind of thing you're doing, maybe you're under 5K, maybe you have one client, whatever, but you don't know how to scale, you don't know how to, you're finding it hard maybe to get clients, whatever it is, right? If that's you, this is kind of the video who it's for. If you're young, ambitious, looking for a proven, sustainable path to be able to make anywhere from 10, 20K a month. Now, maybe you're not looking for 100K a month, right? Maybe you're just looking for that 10, 20K a month heading into 2026, right? You want to be able to change the trajectory of your life and achieve complete time, location, financial freedom to wake up kind of wherever you want, go to places, travel, stuff like that. You want to be able to build an online business for your favorite creators and take a piece of the pie behind the scenes, right? And when I'm telling you this, I know it kind of seems like it's growth operating. It is very, very different. When I mean creator, it doesn't mean someone who has 100,000 followers, right? But I'm going to get into that in a second, what it actually is, right? And it is for you if you have at least one foundational skill. It could be sales, could be marketing, could be operating, operations, if you know how to build funnels, whatever it is, right? At least if you have one kind of good skill, that's going to like really help you. You don't have to, but it is going to help you, right? So what I'm going to be covering for you today, how to actually capitalize on this booming industry. That's first of all. The second, how to info offer consulting works and what's the best way to print online heading into 2026, like I said. And number three, the step-by-step roadmap to actually get started so you can watch this video, apply it, get your first client on your own, right? So number one, capitalizing on this booming lucrative industry, right? After spending the years being on business and seeing everybody online. Maybe you guys saw it as well. All the other people making a bunch of money buying super cool cars, stuff like that. I've seen a key pattern between these people. Maybe you've seen it too. Is that they all do the same thing, right? And I'm gonna get to that in a second, right? Some stay stuck below 10K a month, relying on outdated models like the typical, marketing agency having SMA and just doing services and like keeping people on retainers and stuff like that. And others seem to print money online with ease. Like you see them just like printing money, hundreds of thousands of dollars every single month, right? What's the difference? It comes down to two powerful ideas, right? Leverage and spotting trends. So leverage means using what others have already built to create your own opportunity, right? Instead of starting from scratch, you just build on proven systems and strategies that already work. That's actually leverage, right? In business specifically. And identifying trends is as crucial. You've probably seen trends, you maybe tried trends that are, because they were trending, they didn't work for you and stuff like that, right? You've seen it with SMA, you've seen it with all these kind of other business models. Those are called trends, right? And it's about really identifying trends. It's about knowing where the market is moving so you can position yourself in the right place at the right time, right? Then leverage that trend with the right strategy to make serious money. You have to, yes, get into a trendy thing, but get before everybody goes into it. I don't know if you know what I'm saying. Because this is exactly how it works. Online incomes equals leverage times the market trend times the right vehicle. That's exactly what it is, right? And history, I'm going to get a bit of a ratchet here. History proves this over and over again. Right? A few years ago, the hot trend was starting a marketing agency because of Iman Gadzhi and stuff like that, or investing in crypto. When it used to go super high, super low, all of a sudden, some people made millions and most made nothing. I was one of them. I tried SMMA for I don't know how long, probably a year and a half. I got it to, I got a few clients here and there, but genuinely didn't really make any money, and I was really like a slave to my clients and stuff like that, and it was just overall really a bad experience, right? And that's not why I wanted to start out my business in the first place. So why even do that, right? You can even go back further, like real estate, property flipping, even gold. Same story. I don't know if you know about the gold rush that happened. This is hundreds of years ago. A small group got rich, and then the rest got left behind. It's like trends. It's like patterns in these kind of wealth building years, right? Why? Because the trend alone isn't enough. The people who won weren't just riding the wave. They combined leverage, like I said, times the trend, times the right vehicle. The exact formula we just covered. And they didn't just follow the trend. They had the right vehicle, they used the leverage, and they positioned themselves strategically to actually capitalize on it, right? And identifying the trend is step one. But you need to have the right vehicle and leverage to actually turn it into income, right? And right now, the trend is shifting, and you probably suspect we're entering what is I like to call the info gold rush, right? Because as you can see, and as I was sharing in the example, in 1984 there was a gold rush where people, started getting gold in California was a thing. You can go read about it if you'd like. But now, what it is, you probably recognize a few of these faces. It's the info product gold rush, so actually selling information online. This is exactly how all these people are making millions of dollars. I'm showing you these people, of course, you know them, but there is millions of other people doing this right now, and people you've never heard about who maybe have only a few thousand followers who are still making a bunch of money doing exactly that, right? And right now, the online education space is booming more than ever. Everyone's fighting for your attention. Everyone's creating content, stuff like that. The reason is simple because more people than ever just want real world advice on how to make money, whether it's get fit, whether it's get a good relationship, or just level up to life, right? They're looking to improve themselves, right? And thanks to the internet, it's actually really, really easy now to learn directly from someone else. Before the internet, you had to like meet someone around you and stuff like that. But now you can literally have access to anybody you'd like on the internet, right? And small creators and entrepreneurs with already one expertise are desperate to sell their own info product because everybody's starting to know about this industry, about selling courses, selling coaching programs, and how much money you can make, right? It's completely online. You don't have to start a store, start like something where you teach people in person. You don't have to do that. You can do everything online. It's super simple, right? So a lot of people who are maybe even small creators, I'm not talking about people who have, hundreds of thousands of followers, people who have 2,000 3,000 followers who are really, really good at what they do. They want to be able to do that, right? Or entrepreneurs who are really, really good at what they do. They want to transition online to people to make money through that, right? They're all looking to do this, but the problem is they don't know exactly how to, right? And because of this massive shift in this economy, a gold mine of opportunity is opening up right in front of people, just like you and me, to be able to take advantage of this, right? Now, I know what you're thinking. Adam, do I need to sell my own course info product? No, you don't, right? Here's exactly what you need to do. You have to partner up with these small creators or potential entrepreneur people who want to be able to sell info. Someone who's already an expert in this field. This is crucial. They have to be really good at something, or else it's never going to sell, right? Then work behind the scenes, help and consult them to launch their own info product, their course, their funnel, their systems, whatever they need to be able to make money with it correctly, right? And then you can take a piece of your pie on this gold rush, if you will, right? So what does it actually look like? It's called being an info offer consultant, right? We're not a done for you agency service or whatever. We're a consultant. We're helping these people make the switch and be able to make money with their expertise, right? It's one of the most overlooked gold mines in today's info product economy. Here's why. Every day, millions of creators are pumping out content. They're building loyal audiences. And when I say, the creative stuff like that, a lot of people, again, think that I'm talking about like people who have millions of followers. Not even. Like your aunt, who's a photographer, is posting content, is technically a creator, right? And she's posting content to be able to reach new people and stuff like that. A lot of people are doing it, right? But here's the catch. Most of them are leaving a fortune on the table because they don't know that with their expertise, they can actually make a bunch of money. Why? Because they have no idea how to actually launch the course, build the systems, set up the funnels, or handle fulfillment, right? They have no idea how to do it, but they want to do it. Or sometimes they don't even know they can make money with their expertise. That's why they don't even get started, right? And that's exactly where you come in. As an info offer consultant, your job is simple. You consult small creators or potential entrepreneurs on how to turn their expertise that they have, that they're really good at, into a full-blown info product, or if you want to call it education business, right? Now, here's the crazy part. You don't need to be an expert. all it takes is a solid understanding of what info business operate, like how does it actually work to sell education online, like how does it actually work, and the willingness to solve a problem small creators are actively looking to pay for, right? Because the thing is with this, like let's say someone wants to be able to create a website. Well, it's pretty easy to find someone that can make a website, but for someone to help you with the whole process of actually building your course or actually building your coaching program from the start, that is pretty rare. There's not much people who can actually consult you one-on-one for the whole thing, right? Or let's say there are people that can do that, but people who are at the start, they don't know where to find those people. I don't know if you understand. So if you're a complete beginner, it might take a little longer to be able to understand like how does it work. But honestly, I've seen some people who like learn it really quickly, and I was one of them. Right, I learned it really quickly, just doing some hands-on experience stuff like that. I was able to learn it quickly, right? So if you already got 1 to 2 solid skills, it's going to help, like sales or marketing. You have an idea of what it is, or you can build websites or whatever. That's going to help, right? So if you have one of those skills, you can easily be at 10 to 20K per month, just how lucrative this business can actually be, right? Because right now the market is wide open. Creators and entrepreneurs and those kind of small accounts are desperate for help. They're looking for someone that can actually help them with the whole process, right? And those step in and solve this problem. They're getting paid like 5 figures per month, sometimes per client, often starting pretty much from zero, right? Or being able to stack up clients and take super high upfront payments. And that's exactly what I do as well, right? And yes, you can pretty much do this from anywhere in the world if you'd like. It's a completely untapped business model. When I mean untapped, like I don't actually mean like, there's a few people and it's completely untapped. Let's say you're reaching out to someone who has 2K followers on Instagram and they're really good, they're an expert at what they do. They've probably never gotten a DM before to be able to, help them turn their skill into something that can make money, especially if they're small, right? And that's exactly who we're targeting, right? I'm not saying the big creators aren't good and stuff like that. I have clients personally who have a lot of followers and stuff like that. But the smaller are going to be better because nobody's actually reaching out to them. So I don't know if that makes sense. And yes, it absolutely destroys the typical outdated agency model. That's exactly not what you're doing. You're not providing you are providing a service, but you're consulting. It is very different, right? It takes advantage of the lucrative info product gold rush we are shifting to, as I showed you. You don't trade your time in exchange for money. You can get paid on results, meaning you can work with just 3-4 hours a day, per money from just one client if you want to do that as well. If you take a rev share, if not, you can also just take upfront revenue, upfront payments as well. And you can also combine done for you with clients. You can combine done with you and done do it yourself models, right? I'm going to be able to show you what that looks like, right? And you also become a business partner, not a freelancer, agency, or service provider, right? Now, maybe wondering, okay, this sounds great, but what do I actually do as an info offer consultant, right? So let me break it down kind of step by step. The first thing you have to do is basically just partner up with an expert, someone who's really, really good at what they do. That means finding someone who already has some kind of attention. They're posting content. Again, they don't have to have 100,000 followers. At least they have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 followers. Like they're kind of known and they're just really good at what they do. That's really what you have to focus on. It doesn't matter, kind of what niche, could be fitness, personal development, dating, business, whatever it is, right? Then you help them launch and market their info product, build their course and funnels, scale their info business and stuff like that, right? And there's ways you can do this. You can do it done with you. So where you act basically as a consultant, guiding them through the whole process, giving them the strategy, the roadmap, and providing the tools and resources so they can execute them themselves. So you basically give out the documents, and then you can basically just do one-on-one calls with them and help them with the whole process. But again, you have to know how it works before. That's why you have to learn it, and then you can be a consultant if you'd like, right? And then you get a pretty nice setup fee. And the done for you, where it's basically a bit more advanced. So I would recommend starting with the first, but as well, if you see the client has a lot of potential, you can do done for you. So this is kind of more similar to IPGA, if you like, or growth operating, where you're actually building out the systems and take a rev share. I do that with some of my clients, but mainly it's just consulting, which is overall better. It's really less work, less stress. It's just overall better, especially because you're so dependent on the client. And if they're going to perform to be able to make money, that's better to just take a nice setup fee, help them, and then you move on to the next and trying to get another client, right? So that's basically that. And then once you have a solid foundation, you start operating strategically inside your info offer consulting business, right? You start building your micro personal brand, which if you look at my Instagram, that's kind of basically what I have. So I'm not saying, you have to have 100,000 followers, but start posting content. Maybe it's a YouTube, maybe it's Instagram, just at least getting your face out there, because unfortunately people are going to trust you more if you have your face out there. Start getting case studies and testimonials. Even just, let's say you're consulting someone and it's helped them with the overall strategy. Just that's already a testimonial for you, right? So you can just post that. Just getting more clients and then scaling to those 10 to 20K plus month, right? And quick disclaimer before I get into it a bit more. If you're not willing to put in the work, business is not going to work. It's not one of those businesses where you can just hide behind your computer, just tap some words, and you're going to be able to get a bunch of money. You have to be more invested. You're going to have to be able to take sales calls. You're going to have to be able to deliver on things, have good communication, have some good knowledge as well. So this is not if you're not willing to put in the work. If you're starting completely from scratch with no skills, no capital, or basic understanding online business, it's going to be a bit more hard. Or if you're not fed up with trying all the other business models that never seem to work, right? Then this probably isn't for you. Because when I first started leveraging this business model, the results were pretty amazing. And again, if you know anything about my journey, I've talked about it with other videos. I've tried a lot of things. I've tried pretty much all the business models you've heard about, and this was the only thing that really clicked for me, which made sense because that's how everybody else is making their money that was pitching me to try these business models, right? So that's basically it. I basically just consulting creators on structuring their offers, setting up the systems to launch and scale their businesses. That's mainly what I did. And now I make anywhere from, I know it's blank, but I make anywhere from, 3 to 5K a week doing this exactly, right? Whether it's from rev shares or just signing clients. I'd say mainly it's just from signing clients and getting setup fees because I'm more of a consultant than anything else. That's pretty much it, right? By having the ability to turn someone's expertise into a real profitable online business, right? So the big question is, how do you actually get started? Because when I applied this model, the results were insane, right? But it wasn't luck or magic. It was a clear, repeatable process. So let me break it down step by step, right? So getting started, you've seen the opportunity, you've seen the model, I've talked to you about it. Now it's just the time to actually take action on it and building this thing from the ground up, right? So let me give you a simple yet extremely effective roadmap so you can follow to go from zero to landing your first client to scaling your business, right? So the first thing, like I said, is to actually know about the industry and how it actually works to set up a course, set up a coaching program, right? So you don't have to be an absolute master, but you just have to have an idea of overall what it looks like, right? This is a document that I give to my guys that I'm cheating, to my guys that I'm teaching, sorry, and also to my clients, right? This basically gives you a whole understanding of how the online education business works, right? I call it the online education business blueprint, and basically gives you a whole idea of exactly what you need to do to be able to launch your very own course coaching program, like what goes into it, how to market it, how to set up the systems, how to automate it as well. It basically shows you everything. That's kind of what you have to learn. Personally, if I was just starting out, I would just go on YouTube and go like theme by theme, just exactly searching up tutorials and stuff like that, whether it's through funnels, some kind of copywriting, maybe some ads, some systems, how to set up your Instagram correctly, how to actually build the course, how does it work to actually structure it, how to get client acquisition, how to get marketing, stuff like that, right? Then after that, you want to pick your niche. So you need to decide who you're going to help and do some market research on them. Obviously, you can't. It's better to be able to niche on one specific type of people than to niche to everybody, right? And let's take an example for this. Let's say you want to work with people who are really fit, right? I wouldn't recommend it, but let's say for this example, you do, right? They have the audience, right? Maybe they're just starting out, they have a few thousand followers, they're posting consistently, whatever. But many of them are start training clients in person, right, for like $30 or $50 an hour, right, instead of scaling online with high ticket offers, right? So once you've chosen your niche, you move to the next step, crafting your offer. Once you know who you're helping, you need to get clear on how you're actually going to help them, right? Your offer is the promise, the outcome you're actually delivering. You have to get specifically clear on that. It's going to be in your bio. It's going to be what's actually going to be attracting the client, right? For an example, I help fitness creators ditch in-person clients and make 10K per month by becoming high-ticket online coaches, working with anywhere in the world using our proven high-ticket system. That's very niche. That's helping specifically someone. Even you can say I help fitness creators, below 5K followers, something like that, right? Um, then picking the right creator or the right client, if you want to call them. This pretty much just makes or breaks the entire model. You can build the best product and offer, have everything that I did, but if you chose the wrong client, you'll wait weeks or months of your time with nothing to show for it, right? So that's why picking the right creator is a non-negotiable. And here's exactly what to look for. Someone who's active. I went with this in another video of how to actually get clients as an info offer consultant. If you want to go check out that video. But here's exactly what to look for, right? You have to make sure he's active. You have to make sure he has some kind of audience. And again, don't go for people who have 40, 50, 60,000 followers. You, they're probably already doing it, or if they're not, someone's already outreach to them, right? So try to look at someone who's very smaller, maybe 1K to 5K followers. Maybe try to sell something in the past. It doesn't matter what it is, but it failed. They have a good profile picture and they look like a real person, right? And this is an example of people who are good. Like, let's say these two people are really good at photography. They have 6K, 8K followers. They're pretty good at what they do. They have some kind of website already and stuff like that, but they're not selling anything. He sells workshops, for example, but it is different from an in-person workshop to an online one. This is also this guy right here. He's a cinematographer, so very skilled at what he does. As you can see, his post, he's working with the F1 thing, so he's really, really good. Only 5,000 followers, not selling anything. So that's a perfect example of who you can actually target for this. Now, the outreach, how do you actually outreach them specifically, right? And this is exactly where most people screw it up. I'll give you an example. I have probably, a few messages per day of people who are trying to outreach to me and trying to pitch me on things, and it's always not done correctly, right? So because the outreach part isn't really hard, right? But you can't come off as needy, salesy, or just weird, right? You have to do it in a specific way, which is very, very natural. It makes the prospect feel like you're actually just maybe trying to help out or just trying to pitch them an actual great idea, right? So the key principles is personalization. Don't send an overall bland message, especially with this, because they're going to read your message. Make it personalized. Explain the benefits for them, not for you, for them specifically, how much they could make exactly. Non-needy, offer values, offer them to send for you to send them a video or something free, and speak their language, be your person, right? So again, I should kind of show you this model. I've shown you how it works. It has allowed me, like I said, to people to make this kind of money, 9K in a single week. And then 4 weeks, I made 12.6K. And I have other payment processors as well if you check my Instagram. So if you're looking for one-on-one guidance to be able to get into this specific business model, maybe you've tried other kind of business model, maybe you've tried growth operating and stuff, and it's not seem to be working. This is a variation of it. This is kind of different. It's been able to work for me as well. And if you want to be able to make 10K a month in the next 90 days, I'm opening a few spots. Again, I don't want to be able to, get too much people and stuff like that. I just want to help a few single guys, really, really one-on-one, really, really private, to be able to get great results with this, right? So if that's of interest, I'll link below my Calendly, so you can just basically book a call with me and I can see if you're actually a good fit to be able to get started. Again, you have to be serious. I have to actually know that you actually genuinely want to get started in this and you're ready to put in the work and you have some kind of experience. Maybe even if it's not a lot, just kind of some experience of online business and maybe selling courses and selling programs, how it basically works. So if that's you, book a call and I'll be able to see you on that call. And if not, you can just also follow my Instagram. It's going to be below there if you have any other questions.